Good evening, everyone. Am I audible as well as visible? Hello. Okay, good. So let us wait for just 5 minutes. Let more students join and then we can begin the discussion. So before that, I would like to share a couple of things. Good evening. So I hope you people are having a WhatsApp channel where all of you communicate regarding the resources and everything. Is it? Please speak up. Okay. So I'm sharing one folder link where I will be uploading all the materials for the course. This link you will also receive from NPTEL support team. But since many people have messaged me or mailed me regarding this, I'm sharing it here. Ashish, am I not audible and visible? Somebody is saying no. No regarding what? May I know? So, okay. So I'm posting the link of lecture notes in the chat box. Please, somebody can share their screen and let me know if it is accessible to all, easily accessible to all. And as far as the link of my channel is concerned, where I upload the videos, I'm also sharing a link for that. So, yeah, this is my channel link. And here I have uploaded the video for the past week. Kindly check if this channel link is also accessible to all. In this, I have uploaded the session recording of the previous session, as well as for all the upcoming sessions I'll be uploading the videos here itself. And also there are videos related to solving problems for assignments. If we open this channel, my screen is visible, right? So I have also covered sessions for NPTEL NLP course regarding a lot of problems. So you can access them on this channel itself. Okay? Is it clear to all, accessible to all of you? Please unmute and tell. Please check if it is accessible, both of these links. I have uploaded the code notebook for the previous session as well as for all the upcoming sessions, all the related material. Whether it is the code notebook in the PDF format or some notes I am explaining some concept, all of it will be there in this folder. Okay, great. So the turnover is very less today. Anyways, so I hope all of you have covered the videos given in the lecture for all the lectures in week 2. So, what were the topics? Can anybody tell what were the topics covered in week 2?
Spelling correction.
and
Spelling correction methods.
okay. I'm again posting the links for the channel as well as the drive folder because some of you have joined just now. So you can check. Yeah, so the topics covered were spelling correction. In spelling correction, mainly two algorithms were highlighted: edit distance, weighted edit distance, and its variations. Then were the n-gram language models, and then was the evaluation of the noisy channels, right? Close to this, I mean, this is a brief overview of the topics that had been covered, right? Is it correct? So the topics primarily were edit distance, weighted edit distance, noisy channel model, n-gram language model, and evaluation of language models. So all of you understood what edit distance is? Please be interactive. Only then.
Can you repeat again, please?
Sorry, sorry. Could you please
Please
repeat?
repeat again and share your screens.
My screen is
Yeah,
not
please
getting
repeat
clear.
again
Is it?
and share your screen, madam.
Yeah, I have not started
No,
teaching anything
you
yet.
are busy board, but you are located.
Actually, I'm not starting
Madam?
teaching yet. Please wait. So I'm just asking like what all you have covered
Okay,
in the past week. So
okay.
Please just as soon as because we have
Hello.
other classes from 9.
I'm not able to hear you, Aditya. Could you please repeat? Could you please repeat?
Ma'am, please just start because we have other classes too.
Okay, okay, let us start. Great.
Ma'am, we have other classes too. Please just start.
Yes, yes, I'm starting. Please hold on. Please hold on. So I hope all of you understood edit distance. Was it clear to all the concept?
Yes, ma'am, but sometimes it is confusing for me.
Yes. So what I will do, I will briefly cover the concept right now, and then just a second, and then we can begin with the coding session. Using NLTK, how we can calculate. Okay. So just give me a minute. Let me share my screen. So my screen is visible, right? Is it visible to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let
Yeah,
us,
yeah, it's
yeah,
visible.
let us
Thanks.
briefly see the concept of edit distance, and then we can begin with the coding on it. Okay. Just a second. So what is happening? Just a second. I think my pen is not working today. Yes. So, what is edit distance primarily used for is spelling error correction, right? How do we use it?
Yes, ma'am.
So what are the three
Using
steps
three
in it?
operations: substitution, deletion, and
Yes,
Insertion, deletion, substitution.
those are the three operators. Either we insert a character, and the main thing to remember here is it operates on the character level, not on the word level. Okay? It is used for correcting the spellings of words, but what it does operate on is a character level. And what are the operators that we apply? Insert, delete, and substitute. So according to you, what should be the costliest operation out of these three? Let's say I'm not keeping a uniform cost for all of these. According to you, logically, what should be the costliest of all these three operators? Please tell.
Substitution.
Substitution.
Substitution, that is correct. These kind of
Substitute.
questions can also be asked when we are.
Substitution.
Yes, correct. So I'm saying these kind of small
Substitution.
questions can be asked. So please pay very like my attention to these minute details. Okay. So let us say I have this word. So edit. Okay. So let's say I want to move from string S1 to string S2. I want to move from string S1 to string. I want to move from string S1 to string S2. What is happening? Just a second. Okay. So string S1 is. Shall I take the same example as in the lecture or a different one? What is your call? What you guys will prefer?
Different.
Different.
Different, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, fine. So give me any two words.
Cat and dog.
No, that is very simple. Let us all.
Cat and elephant.
No. Wait. Just a second.
Intuition and institution.
That is good.
That is discussed in class lecture.
Intuition and
Ma'am, is the same
Institution.
word that has been discussed in class?
in
Or
class it was
lecture.
discussed intention and execution, right?
Yes, ma'am.
If you had attended the lecture
Yes,
carefully,
ma'am.
in class it was intention and execution. What was the answer for that? 5, right? 3 substitution, one I think 3 substitution. Yes, 3 substitution, 1 insertion, and 1 deletion. Okay, kindly pay attention. So now institution. What I should have written is corresponding to each of it. Just a second. We will cover one example, then we will see how to write in the code. Okay. So what you said was intuition, right? Intuition. Okay. So can like I'll give 2 minutes. Can all of you please try? Can all of you please try for this? What should be the edit distance? And I will also modify the question. How many insertion are required in this? Deletion and substitution. there can be different ways at which you insert or delete the characters, but the answer should come out as same. And let us assume the cost of each operation is 1. Cost of each operation that you perform is 1. This is part 1 of the question. Please all of you give a try. All of us should try intuition and institution and put your answers in the chat box. Screen is visible to all, I hope. Okay, good. Some people have already started solving. Very good. Let us see what the answer is. 4 substitution, 3 insertion, 2 insertion. No deletion? Somebody is saying 5 substitution and 2 insertion. Okay, good. Anybody still solving or shall I go ahead? One more minute. I am expecting more answers. Please give it a try. Please. It's my humble request to all of you. All of us should try. So that when I am solving, we can see whether it is correct or we need to update. I want to go, this is S1 and this is S2. Always remember, you can't flip the order. It is ordered algorithm. Hence, you should always take care what is S1 and what is S2. Order you have to keep in mind. Okay, let us solve. Shall I? Anybody still solving? Please raise your hand who is still solving. I cannot see more answers in the chat box. Somebody is saying 1 substitution and 2 deletion. Okay, let us try. Not many people have answered. So see, first character matches perfectly well. Need not do anything. This is correct, right? Matches. This also matches. This doesn't match, right? What do I need to do? Substitution? Can I do substitution? I am doing 1 substitution here. So I will replace ES. So I will get INS. Till this point I have got already. Now let us see from here. U, in place of U, I want T. What I can do again is a substitution.
Yes, ma'am.
Then I remains the same, need not do anything. T remains the same. Again here, what you can do is a substitution. Replace I with U. Okay? Again, if we see, here again you can perform one substitution, again a substitution, and these two.
Ma'am, instead of doing substitution,
Yes, you could
can't
also
we insert I and O?
where you will insert I and O, please tell.
Before O, before um, before N, ma'am. Instead of substituting N with I, we
Mhm.
can insert I and O. Can't we do that?
Instead of substituting N with I, you can insert what? I and O. Okay.
I and O, yeah.
Yeah.
And in that case, N will go in last. Sorry, in last.
That is also fine. Correct.
Okay.
Let us see what answer I am getting.
Madam?
And what answer
Because
we will-
that's the meaning.
Yes, that's correct. You need to find
Okay.
the minimum one always.
Your cost is high, ma'am.
Yes. Let us
Hmm.
see. Let us see. So how many substitutions I perform? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 substitution and 2 insertion. Right? But if we go
Yes,
as
ma'am.
you are saying, let us try with that approach. So you are saying that till this point, instead of substituting n, so I will not perform one substitution here. Till here I have encountered 4 substitution and I will do 2 insertion, right? I've encountered 4 substitution.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. I think this is a better approach, right?
Madam,
Yes, ma'am.
there is one more solution.
Yes.
We can insert S before T in S1.
In
And
S1,
then we
what you
can
do?
remove U from S1 and we can insert S before T in S1.
Mhm,
That is insertion operation we can perform,
mhm.
and we can replace U by T. Sorry, we can delete U and then we can uh, replace which one?
Institution. You can
Just a minute,
perform
madam.
the
I have
insertion
solved it.
here, right? Insti.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Delete this institution. You want
ST,
tuition here.
ST.
You can perform
Yes, yes.
insertion here,
Huh.
right? I think that this is
To,
even better.
yes, yes, ma'am.
Then in this case you have let us see, just a second. I don't know why I'm facing this issue today. So in this case, with the orange pen that I have written, we will get 1 substitution, 1 deletion and 2 insertion, right? Is it correct?
Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No,
Can
ma'am.
you do-
It's 3 insertion, 1 deletion.
What? 3 insertion.
In any
One insertion, one deletion,
Three
deletion
insertion
of
है
U
ना?
from S1.
ये भी किया है ना आपने? यहाँ पे
Yes,
हमने
ma'am.
ये
3
SP
insertion,
No.
1
किया,
deletion.
तो 1 insertion
Madam.
में yes
S insert किया,
S किया और यहाँ पे
फिर
UT भी
S1 से
करोगे।
हम लोगों ने U रिमूव किया,
हाँ
U रिमूव किया, S1 से U रिमूव किया,
हम्म
ठीक है, तो TIT, फिर लास्ट में जो ION है ना, उसके पहले हम लोग U इंसर्ट कर सकते हैं। तो इंसर्शन और डिलीशन 2 ही ऑपरेशन इसमें परफॉर्म हो सकते हैं।
मैम U और T होगा इसमें क्योंकि
exactly,
एक T पहले
I was
यूज हो
also
गया
doing this.
इंस्टीट्यूशन,
You have
मतलब
to
U और T
insert.
will become.
Yes, let us see. There are a lot of variations in T. ठीक है, ये है। तो मैम का क्या कहना है कि ये एज इट इज रहा, ये भी एज इट इज। हमने क्या किया, You have inserted
S
S
को
here.
insert
insert
किया.
करेंगे.
ठीक है, ये बन गया
Yes.
inst inst. Then you are saying delete this, right? Inst.
Delete. Yes.
Then you need to insert 2 characters, right? Then only it will be fine. See, institution, right?
Yes.
करेक्ट है. तो हमने क्या किया यहाँ पे, एक इंसर्शन नहीं,
Yes,
3
ma'am.
इंसर्शन किया और एक डिलीशन किया. दिस इज इवन मोर ऑप्टिपल, राइट? सो एडिट डिस्टेंस इज 4 instead of 7 and 6, correct? Now understood
Yes,
this
ma'am.
algorithm? Zero substitute.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So like this, there can be different possibilities. That's why I covered one example in class so that we can have different perspectives. But in the case of edit distance, if you remember, how did sir tell in the class, like in the lecture, we always have to choose the minimum. Let's say you are having two strings x and y. Length of x is m. Length of x is m and length of y is n, right? So what is the edit distance dn m comma n for converting one string to the other? It will be what? Tell.
D
Ma'am,
of
D
D of
I
I minus
comma
1
J
comma
minus
j
1
plus 1. D of I comma j minus 1 plus 1.
plus 1
D of I minus 1
J
comma
minus
j
1.
minus 1 plus 2. एंड इसका मिनिमम, इस चीज को भूलना नहीं है, ठीक है? ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. अभी व्हाई आई एम सेइंग दिस, हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू अंडरस्टूड दिस पॉइंट, हाउ दिस प्लस 1 इज कमिंग, व्हाई दिस ओनली? सो से
That is weight, right?
yes, sorry,
Plus 1 is weight, right?
yes, like
Plus
the
1 is
operation you are
weight.
doing.
Okay.
The operation that you are doing.
And why we are doing minus 1?
That's what I'm trying to explain. I thought this is one crucial point which I should explain in the tutorial. Okay, this was the string x which was having a length m and this string y was having a length n, right? Correct? Abhi yahan dekho, what we are saying is we have seen
Yes, ma'am.
I characters of this string already. Till this point I have seen already. Let's say you were computing d of I comma j. This will be a better thing to write. I want to compute for the first I characters of x and first j characters of y, है ना? These are just different pointers I and j to keep the track of the characters that we have encountered. So I am saying I have already seen the I minus 1 characters and I want to go to this jth character. So what I can do, since I want to go its jth character, can I perform one deletion? Can I perform one deletion? X character of I, let's say. The example is cats and cat. Is it valid now? I've already
Yes.
seen the I minus 1 characters of this string X, right? And what should I do so that this last character matches the jth character of this string? I can perform one deletion, right? This similarly, if you analyze, this will be the cost for the insertion. Let us see how. X and y, you have already seen how many characters. This is I characters of x, and now you want to go to j minus 1th character, it has j characters totally, and you want to go from this I to j minus 1th character. So sorry, I have already seen j minus 1 characters of this string, right? And I want that x of I should match this y of j. What I can do? Perform one insertion here. I have already seen j minus 1th characters here, है ना? And I want that jth character should match the ith character. What I can do? Insertion. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And similarly, if you see this, then it can be broken down like this: +1 and +1. See, x and y, you have already seen I minus 1th character of x and j minus 1th character of y. Now you want that the ith character here should match the jth character here. You perform one insertion here, one insertion here. Correct? Correct or not? So this is how we got this formula.
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
it understandable?
Can you repeat this?
So I was saying, let's say we are having.
Can you repeat the substitution?
Yes, sure. Just a second. So I'm saying we had already seen till this part. X is having I characters and string Y is having J characters. We are presently want to analyze till this point, although their length is M and N. So I've already seen I minus 1th characters of X. Like I have already computed till this point, and I have computed for Y string at the J minus 1th point. Now I want that the character X of I and y of j I want to reach till this point, I comma j. So I can insert one character here and one character here. That's why +1 and +1. +1 for the ith character and +1 for the jth character. Is it okay? Is it okay? Anybody having any doubt till this point? Because I'll be now covering how we can do it using NLTK. Okay, great. So somebody who was having a doubt in the beginning in this point, is it now clear? I think Pinky was having a doubt. Is it clear now?
Yeah, done, ma'am. Understood.
Okay. So there is one more operation that is not as popular as the other three. Can anybody tell what is that fourth operation which we employ in the variation of edit distance? What is that fourth operation?
Transpose.
Transpose is also known as?
Transpose.
Yes, correct. So, okay, I don't know why I am getting this. So, what is that? There are four operators: insertion, deletion, substitution, and the fourth operation is transpose. Transpose, or we also famously call it as metathesis. So what does it mean to say? If I have xy and I apply a transpose on it, can anybody tell what should be the output? Let us see how many.
YX.
Correct. It should be yx.
Y.
No, it should be yx. Yes, it should be yx. So how can we perform this operation and check? Let me tell you this little point. Xy, if we do the transpose, okay, I don't know what is the issue. xy transpose किया तो yx आता. So what do we mean to say is, let's say there are two characters in it. So this is I minus 1, this is ith character, this is j minus 1, and this is jth character. So if I want to represent it numerically, what I can do is d of ij. It should be, how can I define the transpose operation mathematically? If the x of I minus 1th character is equal to what it should be here. Let's say this string is s1, this string is this string is s1, and this string is s2. So just a second, please tell what it should be mathematically. These kind of small questions can be asked when we are solving the numericals, right? What is the mathematical representation of it? So please tell what I should write here. S1 of I minus 1, it should be equal to what in S2? Tell. The answer is right in front of your eyes.
J,
S2 of
J,
J. Correct.
J,
Correct. Because we see that this has flipped to this, and I have written the corresponding index here, as well as, and S1 of I, it should be equal to S2 of S2 of,
J minus 1.
J minus 1.
let's say there were 3.
J
Now,
minus 1.
correct,
one.
correct. Now do this part. Let's say I have these 4. But how will you do the transpose in this case? Can anybody tell how can we do transpose for 3 characters?
We transpose B and C, C, B, A.
That is one very good idea. What we can do, we can first assume that this is a smaller substring, right? Let's say this is A x, where x is equals to,
Yeah. And one is,
sorry,
yeah.
we can do like
Exactly.
this, right?
First, we have to choose. Yes.
Please all of you try this. This is one good question. All of you try it for a minute and post your answers in chat box. After that, I'll show using NLTK how we can do. I'm directly coming to that point after this. Please try. Please try this point. I've given in the chat box. Sorry, not in the chat box. It's visible on my slide. How will you do? Assume characters B and C is X, string X. Now do it. What are the possible transpositions that I can get? Is it multiple? Is it one? Or more than that? And after this, do this. I have one string. S1 is, and I want to convert it into S2, which is goal. Now, first I want the answer without transposition. Edit distance is what? And with transposition, which is the variant of edit distance. What is it? Can all of you please try this question? Please try. This is a very good question. Without transposition, how many operations you will take? always remember, insertion, deletion and substitution is allowed in the first case, and in the second case insertion, deletion, substitution and transposition all are allowed. I've given you a big hint. Now please try. All of you must try. Post your answers in the chat box. I'm waiting. All of you can do this and discuss among yourselves this part. This is additional, but this question all of you should try. Quick, be quick. I just explained the concept of transposition. You just swap the characters. XY becomes YX. Two minutes. These questions will help us improve the understanding of the theoretical concepts we have covered during the video lectures. Okay, correct. In second, one transposition. Correct. Aditya is able to answer correctly. Now let us discuss how. So see, the strings are this is S1, this is S2, right? First case, without transpose. First character matches, need not do anything. So what to do here? You can substitute A with O with A.
We can delete that.
Yeah, that is also there. This correct.
We can delete that, ma'am.
Yes, just a second. There are many
Delete
possibilities.
A and insert after O.
Listen. There are many possibilities, right? There are many possibilities. One such possibility is you delete A, then what is the resultant string? GOL. Then you insert A from the first string, right? Then it becomes GOL. So here what we did, one deletion, one insertion. Or what you could do is, because we want to find the minimum, in case it is given uniform, every operation is of uniform cost, then what you could do is substitute A with O, then it becomes GOL becomes GOOL, and now substitute the second O with A, then also you get the same, right? Is it correct? Or somebody would say, yeah, these are the two possibilities. Any other possibility here? So what edit distance I got, assuming every cost is of uniform operation 2. Any other possibility anyone was able to come up with? Please share.
One insertion, one deletion, insertion of O before A.
That is also correct. So
In S1.
What we are saying is, first we insert O before A, right? Then it becomes what? GOAOL. Then I delete this O.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct? But in every case, we are able to
Yes, ma'am.
see if
Yes,
all the
ma'am.
operations are of uniform cost, edit distance is 2, right? Clear to all?
But here is not uniform.
Where
Yes,
did
ma'am.
I write it is not uniform?
See, if we are using GO, if we are talking about the G and we are inserting O, before A. So can I? Is it a uniform?
So what do you
Because
understand
first
by
two is the
uniform? First
additive
tell
two.
me
I
that.
understood point, but the last point.
Please tell me what is your understanding of the word uniform? In what context I am referring here? Uniform. Please tell. Please tell. What did you understood by the word uniform? Who asked the question?
Uniform means cost are same for all three
Exactly.
operations.
Madam,
Cost.
see if we have, yeah, the, yeah, please, yes, yes. The cost is the value is same. Am I right now?
Yes.
Whether we are deleting, inserting,
Or
that should be
substituting.
content constant. That's
Yes.
uh, yeah.
So what is the issue
Actually,
here?
you asked the question, but I
I'm
was
not
little
asking
so
about the.
interested to be.
Yes, please tell now. Yes. Who was asking the question? Please raise your hand. Let me clarify your doubt. Nobody? Yes. Yes, please ask. What is the doubt? Why are you saying that it is not uniform?
I'm a little bit confused about when you added the O before A. That means you when you are inserting O before A. Could you please repeat again?
So,
Exactly.
yeah, see, what one person said is we have this string S1. What we can also do, that is just one possibility. You insert one O here, right? So, what does it become? GOAOL, right? And then I delete the second O and I can get the string S2. Is it okay?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now let us move.
Yes, correct.
Just a second. Now let us move to the second part with transposition.
Ma'am, actually, I have a doubt.
Tell. Can I first complete with
Ma'am,
transposition?
uh, no, I want to ask simple question. If we have a given cost, then we will use one for every operations.
Yes.
Otherwise, we use two cost for the substitution.
Otherwise, you will use whatever has been mentioned in the question. Is it written anywhere that we should use 2 for substitution?
Okay. No, in the algorithm, there is given 2 plus 2, di minus 1, j
So I
minus 1
explained
plus
why
2.
is that.
If the character of
I had explained why this 2 is there.
uh,
Were you there?
but yeah, I was there, but not understanding properly.
Why then you didn't ask at that time?
You told us like one for insertion, like I minus one, and one for j minus one deletion. So it will be two. I
And
think
this
so.
was incomplete. Nobody pointed out this will be 2. And here, if x of I is not equal to yj, and it will
Equal to
be
yeah.
0 if xi equals to yj, right?
Can you explain this part again?
Yeah. So nobody pointed it out. Please point it out. So what I am saying is We were saying that d of I comma j equals to d of I minus 1 comma. Okay, I am facing some issue today. I don't know. Just a second. Let me write it.
Ma'am, I think you should write on blank paper, blank page, blank PDF. That will be better.
Thanks for the suggestion. It can be d of I minus 1 comma j minus 1 plus 2 if x of I is not equal to yj, and it will be 0 if x of I is equals to y of j. Can we see this within example? What example should we pick? This particular part. So just let me think of some example.
Tick, tick.
We have two words there and there. ठीक है? Let's say I have already done till this part. ठीक है? And now I want to compute. This is x, this is y. ठीक है? So we have already seen till this part. So this is I minus 1, this is j minus 1. ठीक है? Now what I am encountering here is this EE. Okay? So what I am saying, if d of I minus 1 comma j minus 1, d of ij is equals to d of I minus 1 comma j minus 1. Let's say whatever the cost was. Let's say the cost was C plus 2. Now if xi is equal to yj, do I need to do anything? If xi, if ith character of x is equal to jth character of y, do I need to do any operation? No, right? Let it be 0. Okay? But
No.
है ना, clear है ये वाला part? Now let us move our pointer a little ahead.
Yes.
There and there. ठीक है? Now since we saw till that point everything is okay, now we are at this point. So this point becomes I minus 1 and this point becomes j minus 1. So now my ith point is this and jth pointer is this. So what I need to do to convert this to this, string x to string y, I will need to do what? Do the substitution, right? 2 times if x of I is not equal to y of j. So what it will become? C plus, let's say the uniform cost, some constant C, plus 2 into x of I is not equal to y of j. It was 2. So this is 2 inside if xi is not equal to yj. Understood how? For substitution, they take the cost of 2. For insertion, the cost is 1 according to this, and deletion is also 1. But if it has been mentioned, it is a uniform operation, then you take insertion 1, deletion 1, and substitution also as 1. Understood? Who was asking that doubt?
No, ma'am. Can you repeat? Can you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Understand.
It's clear now. I have told you how to apply the algorithm. The cost is 2 if x of y is not equal to y of j. Till here everything was same. T-H-E. Our pointer is now here, R and I. Since I want to convert R to I, what I can do? I can put the cost 2 because x of I, which is R, is not equal to y of j, which is I. Is it correct?
Yes.
That is it.
Then where we are in substituting?
Are you
You're
not
just putting the weight, right?
Array, are we not substituting R with I?
No, ma'am. We are just put the weight
What weight?
2.
Yes, why you put 2? Because you're substituting. This character x of I is not equal to y of j. This is the
Okay.
substitution part.
Okay. So it's not equals to ma'am. Then how it's going? How it's being changed? R with I.
That you have to see how you will change, what you will replace. I am just explaining the cost. I didn't say earlier what you have to insert and delete here. If you remember this example, I just said we need to perform one deletion or one insertion, right? Likewise, I am saying here we need to perform one substitution. I am not saying that R should be replaced with I or some character C or Z or something.
No, but in this two word, the R should be replaced with I, right?
Yes, yes. I didn't say it should
Then
be
how it's being replaced?
because of this
How
condition.
it is being replaced?
X of I is not equal to Y of J because of this condition. It is being replaced. This is the cost you are adding for the replacement. This entire block. If x of I is equal to y of j, you need not do anything, need not substitute, no insertion, no deletion. But yeah, if it is not, then you do one thing, you do the substitution part. Please go through the lecture again. You will understand.
I went to the lectures, ma'am.
Kindly go through it again. So, coming back to the question, that was goal and goal. S1 was GAOL, S2 is GOAL. Now, what does transposition do? This point you will have to see where you will apply the transposition. Okay. If I simply do one transposition at this point, so what it will change to? AO will change to OA. Is it correct? And hence I get my desired output. So here the edit distance came out as just 1. Is it clear? Is it clear to all?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So I'll give you one more question on this, if you can try. Would you want to try?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me see, just a second. Hmm. can't think of it. Okay. Let us see. I hope you understood at least the concept, how to apply the transposition concept. Is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now let us see how to do
Can we
this.
discuss again another example?
Sorry.
Yes. We need another discussion. Can you give another example so that we will try it right now?
I cannot hear your. There is a lot of background noise. Could you kindly repeat or type in the chat box? So let us cover some how to do compute the edit distance using the NLTK package. Okay. My screen is visible to all.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Just a second. I think it's too much. So what you will do is import the NLTK package. What does NLTK stand for? I explained in the last class.
Natural Language Toolkit.
Natural Language Toolkit. It is one of the Python packages that is available, using which you can do a lot of text pre-processing, like what operations we can do: tokenization, lemmatization, stemming, normalization, punctuation removal, stop words removal, case folding. Is it okay? That those operations we covered the last time, right? So what you have to do is just define your input strings S1 and S2 and call this metric NLTK dot, because it is a package and you want to import the specific function edit distance. And what are the parameters it will take? The string S1, which it should convert to S2. Okay. So let us see the example that we did in the class, like for intuition and institution. Does it give out the answer as 4 or 5 or what? Intuition and institution. 4. Do we know what were those 4 operations?
3 insertion, 1 deletion.
Yes. We can go back to the lecture slide and check. 3 insertion, 1 deletion, 0 substitution, total of 4 edit distances we performed. Okay. Like this you can check. So this can help you to validate in case, like in the when you are giving your offline exam, you won't be having this, but you can check given any assignment whether it is giving the same edit distance as you computed or not. Okay. Clear to all? Is this point clear to all?
Yes, ma'am.
How to perform? What is the syntax?
Yes, ma'am.
NLTK dot edit distance. Edit distance is a function S1 and S2. These are the, because it is a function, it will take 2 arguments, that is S1 and S2. S1 is the first string and S2 is the second string. Now let us check if we want to convert execution to institution. You need not do anything. What you will do is print x2 y comma NLTK distance this. Now let us see if I convert. Okay. What was this one? Print S2 to S1. What I should change here? If I convert S2 to S1, please tell. Can anybody tell what I should change?
S2 to S1,
S2
like
comma S1.
S2 comma S1.
Very correct. Now let us check. whether it comes out the same or different. And then you will do this and tell me like what are those insertions and deletion operations. It remains the same. Does it remain the same here as well? Let us check. What do you people think? Does it make sense? It should remain the same or it should change?
It should change.
It should change. Okay, let us see. Can you do for this intuition and institution? Any one of you? And then display your screen. You are saying it should change. Who said it should change?
Me.
Okay. Please solve it and then you share your screen. I am stopping for a minute. You solve it and share. All of you must solve. And then you share your screen and let me know. Zoom the screen, please. Okay, I will zoom in when I am presenting next. Take 2 minutes and solve. Convert institution to intuition and check what is the edit distance you are getting. Also try for execution and intention, both ways. Please try. All of you must try. Have all of you solved? Are we getting the same or not? Institution to intuition. Is it 5?
Yes, ma'am, it's same.
Even for execution to what was that word? Intention and
Yes,
intention to
ma'am, everything.
execution.
Yes, yes. But can you explain why it is same?
I think just the sequence of the operations should change, right? What do you think? What do you people think?
Deletions are changing, ma'am, but the number of edits are remaining same.
The sequence will change, right?
Yes, ma'am. Like there is three deletion or sometime we have two insertion or something like we have calculated earlier.
Yes.
So
But
that were also four, but this
hmm. But the overall,
Yes, ma'am. When we flip the word, when we change the word, insertion change to deletion.
yes. So shall I explain or you understood? Tell me. Is my explanation needed? Anybody? Anybody? Nobody is replying. Nobody needs explanation. Shall we move ahead? Assuming that no one is replying, I take it for a yes. Let's move forward. What is Levenshtein distance? Did we encounter this term in the class? Lecture notes. What is Levenshtein distance? Is it a variant of edit distance or not?
yes, ma'am. We see in Levy distance we see like if we are able to convert some word to another word by these three operations: insertion, deletion, and substitution.
Yes. So why do we have two different names then? So my question is, how is edit distance different from Levenshtein distance? If that is the case, please think. Or is it the same name for the two things?
Ma'am, I think for a substitution in Levenson, the weightage is 2.
Mm-hmm. No,
And
exactly the opposite.
it did this.
Exactly the opposite.
Okay,
In
okay, my
Levenstein,
mistake.
like you remember I was using one term, uniform cost for all operation, uniform cost for all operation. But we see in the conventional edit
Uh,
distance formula, is my screen getting shared?
no, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, just a second. I thought it was getting shared. Just a second. Now, this gives rise to a very good point. See, we said edit distance has three operations: insertion, deletion, substitution, correct? And we also discussed what are the various formulas. This is for insertion, this is for deletion, 2 is for the substitution cost, right? Insertion 1, deletion 1, substitution. When I am saying it is uniform cost for all operation, what does it become? It becomes your very well known, tell, what does it become?
Levenshtein distance.
Levenshtein distance. When you are having the uniform cost for all operations, it becomes Levenshtein distance. Okay? So, I can summarize it this way. Can I? Edit distance.
Please, ma'am.
Sorry?
Yes, ma'am. Please summarize.
Yes, just a second. Let me summarize. Just a second. Some writing pad issue. Just a second. Yeah. Edit distance, and this is Levenshtein distance. Okay. So insertion cost so I will write like this: operation cost, insertion, deletion, and substitution cost is 1. In here, for insertion, deletion and substitution. You can cross check and get back to me if there is any variation. I'll be happy to discuss in the next class, but I assume it should be 2. Okay, but this thing is definitely correct. In the Levenshtein, all the operations are going to have the similar cost. Okay, is it clear to all? Are we on the same page, all of us?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now let us see the same thing in the code, how we can do using NLTK. I told you about the edit distance, right? Or we can just once check. We can just once check. Edit distance, it is saying something. See. Loading. Edit distance is the number of characters that should be inserted, deleted, transform S1 to S2. At least 3 steps are required. Allow specifying the cost of substitution edits. Okay, so it does say is that allow specifying the cost of the substitution edit, because we sometimes assign greater cost to the substitution operation. Okay, my screen is visible, all of us can read.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now okay, I think I zoomed in a bit here.
Yes, ma'am.
Let us go to the definition of Levenshtein distance. See here.
Ma'am,
Hmm.
NLTK, when we are doing this,
Hmm.
NLTK dot edit distance in then it is taking weightage edit distance or simple edit distance.
It is taking simple edit distance.
Okay,
What does it say?
so
See the
one for
definition here. See the definition here.
where, ma'am?
Yeah, just a second. It's loading, I guess.
Ma'am, click somewhere else and then
See, can you see my screen? It allows specifying the cost of substitution edits, because sometimes it assigns greater penalties to substitution. Okay?
and what about deletion and insertion and deletion?
Yeah, so it will take 1
In
more
my middle
cross check.
distance, ma'am, in okay, but in weighted edit distance, it also it's not one, right? It also varies.
Yes, yes. So in weighted, see, let's say edit distance. Let's say I am doing 1 insertion, 1 deletion. Same example as sir discussed in class. So let's say I am doing simple operation, है ना? I am giving uniform weight to all of them. So what will be my cost? 1 plus 1 plus 3, right? Or you could
Okay.
assume, just see, for insertion in here, you can assume the cost for insertion. Cost for insertion is 1. Cost for deletion is 1. And cost for substitution is also 1. So how I will compute my edit distance?
1 plus 1 plus 1.
No.
1 plus 1 plus 3 into 1.
So I will do, what is my operation? 1 insertion into what is the cost of insertion into 1 plus 1 deletion. 1 deletion, number of deletion operations into cost of deletion operation. Number of substitution into cost of substitution. So your formula becomes this. Very important, take a note. Number of insertion into cost of insertion plus number of deletion into cost of deletion operation plus number of substitution into what? Cost of
Substitution.
substitution. Now I am going to explain How will it vary? So what does the value come out in the case of normal edit distance? 1 plus 1
1 2.
plus 3. How much? 5. But now I am doing weighted edit distance. So in this case, what happens is,
Ma'am, but in edit distance, the substitution is 2, right? In normal edit distance.
no,
And if you are
it
taking
can't be said
substitution
like
as
that.
1, then it's
Listen,
Levestin.
listen, it can't be said like that. Here I have defined cost of substitution as 1.
Then it's Levestin, right?
Yes, yes. So,
Then call it Levestin, na ma'am.
no. Can I explain or would you like to explain?
Actually, I'm asking.
But it doesn't seem like that. Please hold on. Others are also there. Let me clarify every concept. Cost of insertion is 1, cost of deletion is 1, and cost of substitution is 2. In this case, what does my weighted edit distance become? Tell. Number of insertions, how many? Number of insertions still the same. This is case 2. So, weighted edit distance, what does it become? Tell what I should write.
1 into 1, 1 into 1 plus 1 into 1 plus 3 into 2.
3 into 2. What does it become? 3 into 2, 6, 8. Correct? This is how it varies if the
Yes, ma'am.
cost has been defined beforehand. Now coming back to your question, I am not saying that in the case of edit distance, the cost of substitution is 2. I just explained one point. If we can see here, if we can go to the lecture slides. So sir also said if each operation has a cost of 1, it's Levenshtein. Correct? Is it correct? Can we see in the PDF? Each operation having a cost of 1, it is Levenshtein.
But you wrote
Yes, ma'am.
edit distance, ma'am.
So isn't Levenshtein a subset of edit distance?
That only I was asking.
So yeah, please, I also said earlier, I am repeating it again. There are a lot of students in the class. I have to make everybody first understand what is the difference between edit and weighted edit. If you come to my code notebook, you can see immediately follows the concept of Levenshtein. Did you let me come to that point?
Ma'am, I was just you told that in Levestin the substitution weight is 1, and there you wrote the edit distance substitution weight is 1. That only I was asking that why you are writing substitution weight 1 in edit distance.
I hope it is clear now. So see here. I was trying to explain this concept. So I was trying to explain the concept on this with that thing as 2. See here. This point I was trying to explain. Clear to all? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
See, again and again it's written edit distance table. The concept is written underneath. And if you do see in some point at the lecture, when sir is delivering the lecture, the first stands for the deletion operation. Say you want to go from I minus 1. I minus 1 is what place? Say this. I minus 1, and your point of interest is this, E. So you are currently at I minus 1 and your J still remains the same. So let us try to understand at this point. Let us try to fill up this cell value currently here. Okay. So currently, if I want to fill this cell value, what is the X and the Y coordinate? What length of string you have encountered? I minus 1 comma j. Where should I go? I minus 1. Here? If I just simply want to insert E, I can go here. Are you there in the lecture? Anybody there in the lecture?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, I think it is clear. Let us move back to the Levenshtein distance concept. Some of you were having doubts. So see here.
Ma'am, uh, can you explain that confusion matrix, ma'am?
Please let me cover the code notebook that I have already prepared. Ngram language model is totally pending and I need to complete. Only half hour is left. That point is also there in the lecture notes. I would encourage you to go through the lecture notes again. If there is still anything, you can write back. So coming back to the Levenshtein distance, here I am using one module, that is strcmp. If it does not work in your case, you just have to write this line simply: pip install strcmpy. Since it was already there, it will show me requirement already satisfied. If it is not there, you are encountering some error, you can write this: pip install strcimpy. Py stands for Python package. So here, from this module, I have one class Levenshtein. I am importing it. Okay. Now, I am creating an instance of this class Levenshtein and then I'm calling it with the distance matrix 1 2 3 4 1 2 3. Okay, and here Levenstein dot distance 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5. We are normally doing one insertion, right? I just need to insert one 5 here to get back to go to this string, right? Is it right? And in this
Yes,
case,
ma'am.
yes, in this case I'm doing one transposition, if you can see, or you could just say these are two what substitutions, right? I could also do it with one transposition, right? 1 2 3 4 1 3 2 4. Now this is the point of interest that I was saying. I will explain how. See, Levenstein distance, when I'm trying to convert 1 2 3 4 to ABCD, means I should perform 4 substitutions, right? But same thing I will do like this: NLTK dot edit underscore distance, and we should call it on S1 and S2. My S1 is 1 2 3 4, and my S2 is A B C D. Let us see what output does it give. So by default it is taking the cost of each operation as 1 only, right? So that thing we need to see, or you could hard code it using this formula that I gave here, number of insertions. So the overall operation becomes like this. If I can write, when you want to compute the weighted edit distance, okay, so when we want to compute the weighted edit distance, it becomes like, I wrote this formula: number of insertion into cost of insertion plus number of deletion into cost of deletion plus number of substitution into cost of substitution, that is sum operation. So in general, if I want to write this formula, how can I generalize it? Let me generalize it for all of you so that it becomes easy to remember. I would generalize it in this way: weighted, or in general you can say edit distance itself. So it becomes, let's say you have to perform O operations, okay? So what it should become? Number of operation into, okay, let's say the number of operation is n, the cost of each operation is c. So what it will become? Can we generalize? Can we generalize? Let me go back to the previous slide itself. Here itself I will generalize. So I can say number of insertion is some operation. So let's say I have to do total number of operations is n, cost of each operation is c. So what it will become? How many operations I have to perform? N into c.
N into C.
And let's say my total number of operations is capital N. Total number of operations, let's say it's O, capital O. So it will go from O equals to 1 to O. This is for, so I can say here, now see very carefully. When here the cost of insertion, deletion and substitution is same. So cost of deletion I should have better written it this way. Cost of deletion is equals to cost of insertion is equals to cost of substitution, right? Equals to C, number of operations is equals to capital O, right? Total number of operations. What I can do is total number of operations is capital N. So small n goes from 1 till capital N into C, correct? This you should forget. This is not the correct representation. Understood? Clear to all? So I can say here, what does it imply? This is a general representation. This is a general representation of so this is a general representation of what? Weighted edit distance. But this, when this becomes, what does it become? When all the cost of operations is same, it becomes your well-known Levenshtein distance. So Levenshtein distance is a special case of edit distance where the cost of all the operations is same. So if I have to define by a Venn diagram, what I should write inside and outside? Please tell, please help. If I have to represent it in the form of an diagram, Venn diagram, so what I should write?
Levestin inside and outside like it is.
Correct. Levenshtein inside and edit distance outside. And for edit, it could be either edit, simple edit or weighted, primarily weighted only. Okay. And here C was cost of each operation. Correct hai? And what is small n? It is indicating what operation we are at currently. This is what I was saying. I will try to explain. Understood? Clear to all this point? So today we have done a very thorough analysis on edit distance. Clear है? किसी को कहीं कोई
Yes,
doubt?
ma'am.
And that too, why is it coming? You can try to go through the lecture, that particular lecture where we are filling up that matrix. So there you will be able to know that we are either navigating through the one row and one column. That's why it comes out as 2. Okay. So I've explained this quite thoroughly. Levenshtein distance and edit distance. And here you could use the matrix like whether transpositions equals to true or not. I will share this link also, which you can refer, where you can allow for the transpositions to be true or not. Refer link. These codes might not be working, but they will give you a brief idea of the syntax. Let us see how. So see here, what we are doing is you can apply other distance matrix, binary, Manhattan, Levenshtein. There are a lot of other. See, now here you can define in the edit distance. I think Aditya was repeatedly asking this question. If I want to modify the cost of substitution operation, I can write like this. Edit distance align S1, S2. What should be the cost of each substitution operation? Okay. Now let us check if we can make it able to work. Substitution cost is 2, and my first string is execution. What was the first string in the intention? String 2 is execution. There might be some import error related issues. tk dot edit underscore distance. Yeah. So it is giving me for every operation. If I put it as 1, then it is giving you that matrix you were able to see. Understood how you can modify the cost of substitution through the lines of code? Clear? Aditya?
Yes, ma'am.
Aditya Singh? Are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Is it now clear?
Yes, ma'am.
That's
Thank
why
you.
I say be little patient. I have to address doubts of every student, right? If there is anything specific that is left out, please feel free to reach out on this. It might take me some time to reply back, or if I have not replied back, probably I'm going to cover that concept in the next lecture or in the upcoming class. I have shared my email ID on which you can write me back. Also, I'm sharing the link for my YouTube channel where I will be uploading these videos. And also here you can find the numericals that I have solved for the previous runs of this course. I was a TA for this course in the previous last to last semester. There you can find the numerical questions that I have solved. So if you navigate to the channel, you can find it here. Need to scroll a little only, but you can find the link of all the live sessions, and these are primarily for NLP. Okay? And this time I'm trying to cover it from the coding perspective. Okay? Now let us cover one last concept in brief. So there was one lecture in which you were covering the n-grams. Can anybody tell me what n-grams is? I think in lecture 7 or lecture 8 or 9 sir has covered n-grams in his video lecture. Can anybody tell me what n-grams is? Please
Combination of and words.
if I want a little more technical detail to it, can you explain?
To predict
I
current,
think
we use like previous words. So that's we use n-grams for that. Like how many words we have to take for previous word, we have to take for predicting the current word.
Yes.
Continuous sequence of n words.
That is the most appropriate answer you should use, whether it is continuous or not, and it should be a sequence. In a specific order, it should occur. So, if I am using the C, we can also refer to the definition given in here. All of you are able to see my screen, right?
yes, ma'am.
The definition is not popping up. Let me see here. Yeah. See, it will return the n-grams that is generated from a sequence of items. Okay. How? What do I mean by n-grams? How many sequence of words I am taking together? So say I'll split the sentence using this function. Okay, sentence dot split, and in how many parts I'm wanting to split, that is specified by this parameter n. Okay, so if n is 1, it refers to unigrams. Uni stands for 1 unit. Okay, and if I'm printing them, it turns out like this, every token. So you can also assume that tokens is equals to unigrams only, right? Is it okay? Do all of you agree with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Share the link for the collab notebook used in the session. Definitely, I'm going to share it in this Google Drive folder. I've already uploaded the code notebook and the PDF of the code I had written in the previous lecture. And today, after the session, I will upload. Please refer to these two links. Now, also, I've shared my email ID in case you have any doubts. Okay, so when n was 1, we referred them to as unigrams. But say n is 2. How will it turn out? Let us see through code. N equals to 2. It will directly take this n here and then it should be bigrams, right? And I'm going to print bigrams. Okay, it will give an error. So we are getting a pair of 2. I reside in Bangalore. So you can assume it like this, a moving window. How? What do I mean to say by a moving window? I reside in Bangalore. What's the spelling? It should be you. You are you, right? And I reside in Bangalore. So say it is like this. When I divide it into unigrams, it is like this, है ना? ठीक है? But if I say 2, n is 2, how does this window move? Assume you have a window of size 2. First instance, okay, I reside. Then what I'm going to get? Reside in, ठीक है? Then how will this window move?
In Bangalore.
In Bangalore. What if my window is here? Then I should get what? Should I get an error message?
End of string.
Maybe dot or something. Or maybe if you have done the padding, let's say in your corpus or the document that you were going through, you had 3 different sentences. It is, what is the day today? It is Tuesday. You have one sentence of length 3. I am Shubhi Bansal from IIT Indore. So this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is having 7 words. What you can do padding. You can make all these sentences have 7 words in each. What padding is, you add extra tokens at the end of the sentence. Like it could be the same token, empty string or something. है ना? You can add this, and then when you are having this, you will get Bangalore S. This is just an example. Not specifically you need to do this padding. If it is the need of the situation, you can. Now tell me, if I put here for trigrams, what I should change in the code? Instead of this variable, I will make it trigrams. I will make it try. Where I should make the change?
N is equal to 3.
Equal to 3.
Correct. Super. So what we are going to get? I reside in Bangalore. Correct? So now we have a moving window of how much size? 3. Correct? Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's also clear what say through the coding how we are doing it, right? So here you will have a moving window of size 3. How? I reside in Bangalore. So if you say you have a window of size 3, so this is 1, and since it's a continuous sequence, so what it will be? Reside in Bangalore. N equals to 3 trigrams. ठीक है? Clear है?
Ma'am, won't it will take the last one that S you are telling?
Yeah, if you have done the padding, it will take, otherwise it will not. As we can see, it has not taken it here.
Okay,
That
how
was
to make
just an
that padding in
instance.
code?
Sorry?
How to do that padding in code?
Yeah, for that, maybe you could refer to this link. Here they have done the padding. I don't have the time to cover this link, but we are almost nearing the end of the session. But I'll put a link to this implementation which you can refer for padding. Okay?
Okay.
And this implementation is again with NLTK itself. So maybe I
Better
have
can
done.
you put it in comment? Sorry, in chat box.
Okay, I will anyways share this collab notebook. Now you can refer from here.
Okay, please continue.
Yeah, just a second. Let me see if I have done the padding in here somewhere. Okay, let me explain just that specific part. If any of you wants to leave, please feel free to leave. Those who want to stay, they can stay. So, see, simply you do this. NLTK util, you are importing the pad sequence, okay? And we are doing the padding on the left as well as on the right with, you can specify any symbol here. So for the start, I am defining this symbol, and for the end, I am just preceding the symbol by the backslash sign. Okay? So earlier, let's say my sentence was only having these 3 characters A, B, C. But since you have padded on the left as well as the right, with those tokens, it is printed. Earlier, what it was like? A, B, C. Right? Text of 0, A, B, C. Okay? Clear? Or should I run and show?
It's clear, ma'am. Please proceed.
Okay.
So what is the benefit of using this
So
as
say when we are doing some tasks like sentiment analysis, right? Like I have Amazon reviews and I want to classify which reviews are positive, negative, neutral. And people can write reviews of text having varying lengths. If I want, I can write a very lengthy review. If someone wants, if you want, you can write a very short review. But when we are passing the data to the model, it should have a uniform length. Then this point comes into the picture of padding the sequence. I said, na, if you remember in this PPT, in this particular slide, I said what? If I'm having 7 words, I will prefer that every sentence in my corpus is the entire set or the document in which you have all the reviews. So in that, every sample should have 7 words, so that when I am passing, see, if I have just 3 words, how many engrams will I get? 3C2, that is 3, right? But if I have 7 words, how many bigrams I am gonna get? 7C2. What is it? 7 factorial upon 2 factorial, 5 factorial. That is 6 into 7 by 2, 21. So the number of the bigrams is varying, right? But what you do want is the same number of bigrams for every sample. So there, this padding can come into the picture. Understood? You always want to pass the data to the model of a uniform length so that it can proceed accordingly. If you will not, it will generate errors saying that all the samples should have a uniform length. Then again, you'll have to backtrack and do the padding. Okay? Clear?
So we done this padding in the end of the sentence or beginning of the sentence, not entire the paragraph or document.
How can you do for the entire document? In the entire document, say you have 1,000 samples. Some first sample is having 7 words, third is having 3 words, fourth is having 500 words. So why would you want to do to entire document? You would want to do to every sample, right? Is it right? Did you understand?
Every sample means, ma'am.
See, every sample means, say I have, as I was saying, first sample is this. Just assume the first sample is it is Tuesday. Second sample is I am Shubhi Bansal from IIT Indore. Third sentence is or third sample is I reside in Bangalore. So you want every sample. You want the first one to have 7 words. You want the second one to have 7 words, and you want the third one also to have 7 words. That's why I say every sample. Is it clear?
Okay, but if we have a corpus or a document, so we
Then
have many
across
samples.
then across different documents you should have the same length. है ना? Let's say you are having
Okay.
10 documents. In first document you are having 500 words, second document you are having 1000 words, in the third document you are having just 200 words. If you want all the documents to have to a larger number, say 1500, you will pad the remaining two, right, to the maximum length. Or if you say define the average length, like number of words in each of the document to be the average of 3, so in some documents you need to pad and some documents you need to truncate. But if you truncate, let us say you remove some words, then the context or the important information might be lost. So it's a better idea that you do the padding. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, that will help you when you are doing some a real time task. There the scenario will be more clear. Okay? So, okay. Thank you all for joining today. That's it from my side. I'll share
Thank
the,
you.
yeah, thank you very much. I'll share the code notebook link, this PPT, and YouTube lecture video link. Like this video, you can refer on the channel. The PDF and the code notebook will be there in the Google Drive folder. Okay? On my channel are also some solved problems. So if you need to refer to, you can refer.
Okay, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Let us conclude.
Madam,
Yes.
I have one doubt.
Yes.
In first code,
Mm-hmm.
you import NLTK package, right?
Yes.
NLTK from NLTK package, you have used edit distance
Yes.
function.
Yes.
So, what is the difference between edit distance function and this Levenstein distance function?
I took like 40 minutes to explain this difference.
Nee, I got everything, but I just want to know whether edit distance displays how many operations are performed to convert the text string. Sorry, convert the one string into another string, or is there any different?
So, what were we seeing on the screen? Could you tell?
Pardon?
If you remember what I had displayed?
मैडम आपने NLTK डॉट एडिट डिस्टेंस में दो स्ट्रिंग्स लिए थे.
ठीक है.
ठीक है, उसका एडिट डिस्टेंस डिस्प्ले किया था. इंट्यूशन इंस्टीट्यूशन के लिए 4 उसका आंसर आ रहा था. ठीक है,
तो आप बताइए.
लेवेंस्टन डिस्टेंस.
आप बताइए ये जो 4 था, ये नंबर ऑफ ऑपरेशंस थे या नंबर ऑफ ऑपरेशंस इनटू कॉस्ट ऑफ ईच ऑपरेशन करके था?
नंबर ऑफ ऑपरेशंस.
Exactly. सो अभी यहाँ पे ऐसी कोई स्पेसिफिकेशन नहीं है कि हमने सब्स्टिट्यूशन के कॉस्ट को वेरी किया है या नहीं किया, ठीक है। तो मैंने आपको एक पैरामीटर दिखाया था एनएलटीके डॉट एडिट डिस्टेंस में आप S1 S2 कॉमा सब्स्टिट्यूशन अंडरस्कोर कॉस्ट अगर डिफाइन कर दोगे 2, तो वहां पे आपको उसके अकॉर्डिंगली एक मैट्रिक्स डिस्प्ले हो रहा था ना, तो आप उसके बेसिस पे निकाल सकते हो। Please refer to that link. Like I was running out of time, so I could not explain in more detail.
ओके
Please
ओके
refer to that link. In that link, there is given like how we can display. I think there might not be the detailed information like how many insertion, how many substitution it is performing, but yeah, you can definitely alter the substitution cost and see how you can make it work. Okay, I've shared the
क्योंकि अभी
official documentation link for that.
ओके क्योंकि अभी वो लेक्चर में उन्होंने बताया कि मिनिमम एडिट डिस्टेंस जो रहता है वो कितने एडिट ऑपरेशंस परफॉर्म करते हैं वो
Exactly.
रिप्रेजेंट करता है, राइट।
Exactly.
और लेवेंस्टन डिस्टेंस मिनिमम एडिट डिस्टेंस के दो वेरिएशंस बताए, जिसमें से पहला है जिसमें हर एक ऑपरेशन की कॉस्ट 1 है और सेकंड वेरिएशन में सब्स्टिट्यूशन की कॉस्ट 2 है।
तो जिस ऑपरेशन में आप ऐसे समझिए जो मैंने ये कॉन्सेप्ट लगभग 30 मिनट्स तक एक्सप्लेन किया, आई विल रिपीट अगेन वंस मोर। लेवेंस्टीन डिस्टेंस एडिट डिस्टेंस का एक स्पेशल केस होता है जिसमें हर कॉस्ट ऑफ ईच ऑपरेशन 1 रहता है, ठीक है।
हम्म
और अगर मैं उसमें सब्स्टिट्यूशन ऑपरेशन का कॉस्ट या इंसर्शन या डिलीशन किसी का भी वेरी कर दूं, प्राइमरीली हम सब्स्टिट्यूशन को ज्यादा पेनल्टी देते हैं, तो अगर मैं वेरी करती हूँ तो वो मेरा वेटेड एडिट डिस्टेंस बन जाता है। ये हैं दोनों एडिट
अच्छा
डिस्टेंस के टाइप्स ही, ठीक है।
अच्छा तो जब सब्स्टिट्यूशन की वैल्यू 2 हो जाती है तो उसको वेटेड एडिट डिस्टेंस बोलते हैं, राइट।
इट्स नॉट नेसेसरी कि 2 ही होगी। आई हैव टोल्ड कि डायनामिक प्रोग्रामिंग एल्गोरिदम था मिनिमम एडिट डिस्टेंस को कंप्यूट करने के लिए, एंड आई आल्सो एक्सप्लेन वो 2 कैसे आ रहा था। फर्दर डिटेल के लिए आप लेक्चर को
बराबर
रेफर
है।
करें, लेक्चर वीडियो को, उसमें सर ने बताया स्टेप बाय स्टेप।
ओके मैडम, थैंक यू।
ओके।